First Timothy 6:20. O Timothy, keep that which is committed to thy trust, avoiding profane and vain babblings and oppositions of science, falsely so called. Kol halal Yahweh Bahasham Yahushai Bahasham Rekaha Kodash. Double honors unto the apostles, double honors unto the elder bishops. Salutations to all my fellow laborers doing this work in truth and sincerity, risking their lives and their freedom to do so, now more so than ever. The 144,000 and the scattered elect that are scattered among the heathen that look like those heathen. And to the few Akwaf that are listening and learning, to you I say Shalom. This is your brother Malcolm from the branch of the great millstone, coming at you with another lesson in truth, with more hateful spewing upon the glory of the people who are Esau Edom, who hide behind the racial social constructs that they falsely brought forth. All right, so as a matter of fact, this is Habakkuk 2:16, and it reads, Thou art filled with shame for glory. Drink thou also, and let thy foreskin be uncovered. The cup of Yahweh's right hand shall be turned unto thee, and shameful spewing shall be upon thy glory. Shameful, hateful spewing. Because the truth of the history of Esau Edom, the self-proclaimed white man, all right, this guy here, Johann Blumenbach, helped to forward that, all right, right along with Sigmund Freud. All right, Sigmund Freud kind of stood on the shoulders of Johann Blumenbach and continued the hateful, false lies. See, this guy here is what they call him, the founder of, let's see if we can move that into frame. Johann Friedrich Blumenbach was a German physician, naturalist, physician, and anthropologist. He's considered to be the main founder of zoology and anthropology as comparative scientific disciplines. He has been called the founder of racial classifications. All right. So these racial classifications that are still used to this day, even though it can be proved that these guys were frauds, that they use false pseudoscience, all right, full of theses and guess, all right. A thesis or a hypothesis is what I meant to say. A hypothesis is basically guess. It's not facts. Science means to know. All right. 1 + 1 is 2. That's a simple science. You know that. If I hold my my cup in the air, all right. Yeah, that cup there at the water brother for this cup. All right. But if I let this cup go, it's going to go crashing down to the desk. All right. And when it hits the desk, that's going to prove that gravity works. That's science, something that you know. If I'm going to guess about anything, then that is not a true science. All right. Like if you mix some things together and mix it and then expect it to do, you know, to heal you or you know, or prevent you from doing this or doing that, you know, but yet you haven't proven it. That's not a science. OK, so these people used, you know, basically made up lies and framed it by law. Matter of fact, let's get that. This is Psalms 96 or 94. And I'm going to read through, I'm going to read verses 20 and 21, then I'm going to jump to 23. But it says, well, shall the throne of iniquity, Shalaki, shall the throne of iniquity have fellowship with thee, which frameth mischief by law? All right. And these lies that these guys propagated are still being taught in universities today when they can be proven to be lies. And I'm going to bring forth the science to prove and the evidence proving their lies. All right. They gather themselves together against the soul of the righteous and condemn the innocent blood. See, the science of Sigmund Freud And Johann Blumenbach was to prove what was basically put in place to hold up and substantiate white superiority, which is completely and totally made up. No one is white. All right. Esau Edom is red. The people that call themselves white are really red. All right. How they call people rednecks. I mean, just go pull up any image of what's my guy named Glenn Beck. All right. That's enough evidence in itself, and many more like him. Okay, matter of fact, let's go ahead and do it. Since I said it, let's just pull up some images of Glenn Beck. And here we go. His shirt is white. His skin is red. I actually like Glenn Beck because he brings out really good information. And he's also a really good model to prove what we're saying, that the so-called white man is really red. He's the true red man. All right? And so to hide from this fact, from this truth, he labeled another people red, when he's the one that's actually red. Okay? Because his blood shows forth through his skin. All right? Because Native Americans are brown. Okay? So, as a matter of fact, thinking about that, let me go to this video. I have a couple TikTok videos that I like to use. Okay, before they disappear them. And where's my Iscarite brother at? Okay. Okay, that one. Just making sure I got everything. Yep. So here we go. First video.
When you really look at nations of people, and you might be, you're in line at Walmart or you're at Target, wherever you're.
Now, mind you, this is a former gangbanger who woke up to the fact that the Asiatic Latino, as they call them, all right, because they love to say that they came from Asia, which they did, because guess what? Israel is in Western Asia. All right? I've proved that 1,000 times already, Salaki. I pop some buttons. Before we even get started, here's your map of Asia. All right? See? Map of Asia. Okay? Europe is in Asia. Just because you paint the part of Europe yellow does not take away from the fact that it's still on the continent of Asia. What you're looking at is what they fraudulently and falsely call the Middle East, and then try to attach Johann Blumenbach's and Sigmund Freud's lie to that. All right? But guess what? That's Western Asia, because it's in Asia. All right? The color part of this map is Asia. Okay? So the Israelites were from Western Asia. Western Asia connects to Africa. All right? That's why you have these black conscious people talking about black Asiatic man. So the black Asiatic Hispanics and Latins came from Western Asia. Huh. Clowns. And then their blood got mixed just like the Negroes did. All right, because you'll hear people say, no, they're European and Asian. Man, Europe is in Asia. Why do you think they call it Euro-Asia? And guess what? A lot of black people also, the white slave owners mixed with them too. So that's a horrible excuse to try to use that. But nevertheless, let's go back to the Iscarite, brother. Just wanted to, slap you in the face with a little bit of truth. All right, so let's pull that video up again.
This morning, I woke up to Chase Bank freezing all of my accounts.
A migrant.
I really hate that. That's the one thing I hate about TikTok. it just comes on and start playing shit. Don't give you the chance to choose what you want, you know. So here we go.
When you really look at nations of people, and you might be, you know, you're in line at Walmart or you're at Target, wherever you're at, I'm sure you met a lot of people in your lifetime of different nationalities, and you could literally say that every nationality that you met, they kind of have a certain spirit to them. Like, you know, these people act out a certain way. Some people are more selfish than others. Some people own everything. Some people are always, you know, they own all the land. Some people are a nation of people own all the diamond districts. Some people, you know, run all media. Some of them are all the CEOs of companies. And there's another nation of people, another group of people that are always in poverty. These people have been raped. These people have been given their identity, which they think they are today. These people are under a federal program called Agenda 21, which is the depopulation of a certain nation of people. And you can look that up. These people are under captivity. These people are forever going to be renters and never going to be owners of any real land.
And you feel that's by design?
Yeah.
That's been architected
Right.
in society. What is your advice to the peoples that are being suppressed? Because you were suppressed. You were state property. You grew up in a low socioeconomic, low opportunity environment. But you studied your way out of this.
Right.
Is your advice to the youngsters to pick up books and really dive in and learn? Is knowledge really the key to freedom?
Yeah, knowledge and being literally spiritually awakened. A lot of people, you know, these days you go on social media and there's a lot of people that are, you know, into conspiracies or whatever. They feel the need to question things, and they have this term they use of being woke, you know, and literally they're not woke. They're not woke. They heard something and they're running with it. But as far as being knowledge on the subject, they're not knowledge. You could sit them down and have a conversation with them, and they won't know how to answer you. They won't know what these words mean.
Right.
They don't know their nationality. They don't know anything about biology. And you know why? Because they're distracted. They're distracted with everything that has been designed to distract them, to make them fail.
And two of the main things that were used to make them fail was the false racial constructs that were created by Johann Blumenbach and Sigmund Freud. Okay? Johann Blumenbach and Sigmund Freud created scientific lies. All right? They're liars and doctors of no value. As a matter of fact, let's get that. Then I'm going to actually show you a doctor who spoke truth. This is Job 13:4. And it reads, "But ye are forgers of lies, ye are all physicians of no value." Because see, what the Iscariot brother was talking about was the curses that fell upon the Israelites. Theodore Roosevelt said that a thorough knowledge of the Bible was better than any college education, which is true. The Bible is the #1 sold book in world history, year after year after year after year. I mean, and the truth of the matter is that the whole history of the world is contained in the Bible. The Bible is a history book. All right. It is a book of law, statutes, and commandments, and it's the what do you call it? How when you buy something, you like say if you bought a TV or a car, anything, a phone, it comes with a manual. All right. The Bible is a manual for life, a manual to please the Lord and keep his blessings on you and to keep his wrath off of you. All right, to have a prosperous life. And the Bible identifies who the wicked are, and it identifies who the righteous are, and then it identifies who the children of men, 3 classes of men. The sons of God, all right, who were giants in the earth, which simply meant they were great and renowned men, not actual physical giants. Okay? People are just, it's amazing the stupidity of large amounts of people. All right, that the giants were a bloodline, and they were called the sons of God before they were called the Israelites, because they were of the elect. All right, when they came back, because practically everyone drowned during the first death, the flood. So through the 3 sons of Ham, Shem, and Japheth, all right, all the people of the earth was brought back. And what did Johann Blumenbach do? He he took these false pseudoscience, classifications of racial classifications that he made up, and he applied Ham, Shem, and Japheth to Mongoloid, Negroid, and Caucasoid, which is a lie. All right? Because all three were right there at where life began, which is in North Africa, in Western Asia, North Africa. That's where everything settles, just like on this map. All right? The 4 rivers that's spoken about in Genesis come right out of the air. Everything that you see on the map right there. Western Asia, North Africa. That's where it all began. So it had nothing to do with color, as far as black, yellow, and brown, or whatever that, or white. I'm sorry, yeah, what they refer to, because white didn't even come about. No one was called white until 1681. And here's the evidence. All right. All you have to do is look up the works of Dr. Jacqueline Battalora. You can look up the works of Dr. Robin DiAngelo and the historian Theodore Allen. As a matter of fact, Theodore Allen, I would say first, because most of Jacqueline Battalora's research came from the law studies of Theodore Allen. And Theodore Allen in law discovered that they actually wrote whiteness into law in 1681 in Virginia when he was studying law. And so that's how it came about. So prior to 1681, all right, there was no such thing as white people.
White people did not exist before 1681. Again, white people did not exist on planet Earth until 1681.
So you can go and, look it up. I've done like 5-6 videos on that in times past. So you can go look up the video and search for yourself. But that was Dr. Jacqueline Battalora. And she lays it all down and gives you all the receipts and the evidence. Okay? So Esau Edom falsified, life by creating these false narratives. This is Job 11 and 12, and it reads 11 and 11. I'm gonna read through 12, and it reads, "His bones are full of the sin of his youth, which shall lie down with him in the dust. Though his wickedness be sweet in his mouth, though he hide it under his tongue." So he hides the truth under his tongue. All right. As simple as that. He hides the truth under his tongue, man. And so what's coming out of his mouth? Lies. All right. Job 15 and through 19. The point being in 19. "He hath swallowed down riches and shall vomit them up again. God shall cast them out of his belly." Remember when when she was talking about how there's some people that are perpetually rich and some people that are not, that are poor. It's all by design. Verse 19, "Because he have oppressed and have forsaken the poor, because he have violently taken away a house which he buildeth not." So that's how he got wealthy, by coveting and taking away everything from the true people of the Lord and the other sons of men. All right.
This morning, I woke up to Chase Bank freezing all of my
I
accounts.
wish they
after
would just
sitting in
stop
there.
that. Just let it come on without playing shit. That really irks the hell out of me. Trying to get to this next video. All right, where are you, brother? Here we go.
Africans and Negroes are two different peoples. Race and skin colour are really a red herring. Okay, it's a kind of divisive lie that has been put about, and I'm going to go into this a bit more in detail. But to separate people by perceived race is a distraction. Okay, so we all think that all black people are the same, basically, but they're not. Africans and Negroes are different. They have a different skeletal structure, different skull shape, and one interesting thing is African people, real Africans, cannot grow hair like Negroes can.
True.
So African men cannot grow beards.
Facts.
African women cannot grow afros. It's a very powerful thing. If you see real African women, you'll see that they've always got very, very short hair. Because literally they can't grow it. Africans and Negroes...
So we'll stop right there. So basically, and he brought the receipts. He brought you the proving Johann Blumenbach to be alive with his Negroid, Caucasoid, and Mongoloid. Then he had the nerves to call the people from the Far East who were still in Asia Mongoloids. All right, so their science is just full of hate and hateful spewing upon other people. And we're gonna play a little bit of Candace Owens, who's really gonna put them on blast. All right, so here we go.
Did you know that Sigmund Freud was a homosexual man whose best friend was a pedophile? Okay, you can be upset with me all you want, but that is absolutely a fact, and you should have been able to garner that really just from what he spoke about, what he wrote about. You can obviously understand the themes of children and sex. He was obsessed with it almost. He introduced concepts of children being sexual at birth, psychosexual development theory, the seduction theory, all surrounded around children. He had a very strange relationship, you can look this up, with his best friend, Wilhelm Fliess.
That guy.
Who, if you're interested in Wilhelm Fliess, sexually abused his own son, Robert Fliess.
Damn.
How do we know this? Candace, where are you getting this fact that wasn't introduced to me via the public education system? Well, I want you guys to look up if you're interested.
They don't like to introduce the truth in the public education system. All right? Read the book, The Learned Elders of Zion. Anything that exposes them, they remove.
Scholar, his name is Dr. Jeffrey Masson, and he was the project director for the Sigmund Freud archives. He was on pace to become the director. He decided to learn German so that he could go through all of those Freud archives, and then he was quite disturbed by what he discovered. He said, wait a second, actually Sigmund Freud is covering up for his pedophile friends. This is the theory of Masson. And guess what happened after that? Masson was dismissed from his role as director altogether. He was dismissed from a person that was allowed to access the archives anymore, despite the fact that he has a Harvard PhD. He's done everything right. Just telling the truth seemed like an act that community was not willing to accept. And he says, release the archives. If I'm lying, release all of the archives.
Oh, no, Esau would never do that.
His theory is that when Freud realized, through his work, speaking with children, that a lot of them had been sexually assaulted, and that was leading to their various mental disturbances, Freud presented that information to his peers, and his peers got upset. So imagine you're Sigmund Freud and you go to your peers, all of these other sex pathologists and psychiatrists and psychologists, and you say, hey, just so you know, these kids that I'm seeing, they're disturbed because they were sexually assaulted. And then his peers were like, no, that can't be what happened. Among the peers that were upset with his thesis was renowned sex pathologist Richard von Krafft-Ebing. He was also a psychiatrist, of course. And in case you're interested, he coined the term masochism. Richard also wrote books. He was particularly interested in homosexuality. His book, Psychopathia Sexualis, he published that in 1886. He defined homosexuality as an innate neuropsychopathic disorder, essentially a hereditary nervous disease. And then he took that diagnosis to advocate for the decriminalization of homosexuality, arguing
So that's what this was all about, to protect and uplift, alphabet lifestyle. But like it says, the truth, which have been so long without fruit in the earth, is coming into the earth now, and is exposing Esau, Edom, to be the wicked. Job 9:24, the earth is given into the hands of the wicked, and he covered the faces of the judges thereof. And what did he do? He took those faces of the judges and put his own up and brought forth his lies. And now all this shameful spewing. See, that's the thing. The records and all the information, the books and the information is still around. Maybe they're going to try 451 it, I think it was, and try to burn everything. All right. Hey, but with that, you know, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rekahak, Wadash, Kwam Yasserala Shalom.